Hello guys, welcome back. And today I'm going to be talking about Esa Lindell and his diving in Game 3 of the St. Louis Blues vs. Dallas Stars second round series. Now during Game 3 of the Stars vs. Blues series, Esa Lindell, defense for the Dallas Stars, might have blatantly dived on multiple occasions during the game. So how bad was his diving and should he actually get punished for it? Watch till the end to find out. Now, in the second period of this game, when it comes to context, the St. Louis Blues were up 2-1 at that current point. It was about 3:50 to go in the second period, and at that point, all chaos broke loose. Now, Lindell-Bortuzzo and Esa Lindell were grinding along the boards. This whole play was happening. The puck was in the corner. A lot of players, both on St. Louis and Dallas, were trying to get it out. Not really too successful. And Lindell and Bortuzzo were kind of out of the scrum. They were kind of out of it a little bit, but still kind of going against each other and still kind of being competitive for each other. And at that point, that is where the play that we're talking about in this video actually happens. Now, when it comes to Bortuzzo, in this whole sequence, he cross-checked Lindell, I think, a total of 4 different times. And he cross-checked him all 4 times. That is pretty blatant. But when it came to Esa Lindell, all 4 times, whether even the cross-check was that bad or not, he ended up going down to the ice pretty easily, and it did look like embellishment, and it did look pretty blatant. Now, when I was live streaming my reaction for this game, hashtag shameless plug, I do live streams almost every other day when it comes to the NHL playoffs. When it came to my reaction initially, I thought that was like crazy cross-check by Bortuzzo. He was making some dumb moves. But of course, as I saw that play happen, I was like, yeah, that was definitely embellishment on Esa Lindell's end, and it certainly was. When it came to that whole play, even me as a Dallas Stars fan, I really can't put on the glasses, the green glasses, the shaded glasses, and say that Esa Lindell wasn't wrong there, because he certainly 100% was in the wrong. And as a Dallas Stars fan, that whole sequence is honestly pretty painful to watch. When it comes to Esa Lindell, I don't think I've really seen him do too much of that in his whole career. And of course, you guys know, I'm a Dallas Stars fan. They're my first favorite team. I've seen a lot of games, especially a lot of Esa Lindell, since his rookie year, and he's never done anything like that. He's never dove to that extent. Sure, sometimes he might go down a little bit easy after he does try to go rough and tumble with some guys, but he has never dove in like a soccer player, and he's never done that before. And that was the most weird part about this whole thing, is that I never expected Esa Lindell to do that type of thing. He's usually pretty strong on his skates, he usually stands up firm, and usually is a pretty big guy, but to do that was kind of weak and kind of unexpected, especially on my end. Now, Esa Lindell might also have to work on his acting skills, because in those cross-checks, he did not do the greatest job of selling it and making it look actually accidental. When it came to Esa Lindell, again, those were cross-checks and he could have gone down, but he might need to work on the acting because those were a little bit overblown and very obvious to the refs that was embellishment. Especially on that final one where Bortuzzo kind of pushed him with the stick and the hand and the fist, I guess the glove there. Esa Lindell just went flopping onto the ice, making it look like he was just shot with a gun, and he went down the ice pretty shockingly. And that one especially, I think, is the reason why Esa Lindell went to the box where he got penalized for it, because that one was just funny how bad it really was. And when it comes to Esa Lindell, his reputation of being a fair, clean, gentlemanly-like player is long gone. While I don't think he was really looked at as a gentlemanly player, especially after the series versus Nashville, I think that reputation of what was left of it is now completely gone. When it comes to Esa Lindell, he's been an underrated defenseman for the last couple of years for Dallas, a guy that I think always deserves more attention for his overall play alongside John Klingberg, but now his whole career highlight is going to be him diving in Game 3, which sucks because that guy does deserve more attention, but I didn't really want to see him get it in this way. We see it all the time in soccer, the Premier League, the World Cup, whatever. Pretty much embellishing and diving is all over that sport, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't like it whatsoever. And we see that all the time in soccer. And while it is less common in hockey, sometimes we do still see it. And this Esa Lindell was obviously the main example. Now, when it comes to Esa Lindell and this whole thing, I also want to pass the question, do you think he should actually get punished for this whole thing? And when it comes to punishment, I don't mean just giving him a penalty or anything, because he already got that in the game, but an actual suspension, a fine, whatever it might be. Now, when it comes to Esa Lindell, again, that was so egregious that he might actually deserve a suspension, but in my opinion, I think he deserves a heavy fine. Not the minimum or whatever it might be, but I think a hefty fine will be good enough for Esa Lindell. The guy doesn't make as much money as some other players as is, so will hurt his wallet a little bit more than some other players. When it comes to Esa Lindell, I I think fining him is the right thing to do. Suspending him might be a little bit overboard for embellishment, but it still would at least teach him a lesson. And even as a Dallas Stars fan, a guy who is a pretty big Esa Lindell fan, I am open to the fact of Lindell being punished for that, whether it be suspension, a fine, whatever. I think Esa Lindell should be punished in some sort of way. Again, not just a penalty, but a fine or a suspension. If it's suspension, it's likely only for 1 game, but that is huge. Lindell is a huge part of the Dallas defense, and missing him in Game 4 will be a huge bummer for the Dallas Stars. But if it is a fine that is still pretty major, that's a guy that could still use the money, even though he is still a millionaire. And when it comes to Esa Lindell, I think fining him will be the right spot to where it would teach him a lesson, but not hinder the Dallas Stars at least too much. And as a Dallas Stars fan, it's obviously hard to say that he should get fined, he should get suspended, but I'm trying to clear as much bias as I possibly can with this whole situation. When it comes to Esa Lindell, this whole situation I think might be a little bit overblown, but the embellishing and the diving was still there. It was still a bad play on his part, and he should be punished for it. In some shape or form, Lindell should be punished for those embellishments. I feel like it was bad enough to where he does deserve that, and where we've seen some plays like that in the past, Lindell is kind of on a whole nother level because of how regularly he did it in just that shift alone. And for Esa Lindell, I am pretty disappointed as a Dallas Stars fan for him going out and doing something like that. And while it sucks, hopefully he does end up learning from it in the end, and hopefully we don't see this thing happen again. But of course, with this whole situation, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about this whole crazy Esa Lindell situation? Do you think it was obvious embellishment? Do you think Lindell-Bortuzzo was in the wrong for cross-checking him in the back a few times? What do you think about the possible punishment there? Do you think he should get let off scot-free? Or do you think he should get suspended or even fined? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my video with the 2019 NHL playoffs, and it being the year of the underdog. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on this whole Lindell situation, if you should get suspended, punished, or whatever it might be. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.